I was gonna say something, but I can't now. I'll tell you later. Okay. You could just give people a chance to come in before we start talking. In fact, because the numbers that I see on the screen aren't always accurate.
Okay.
So I'm gonna turn on my phone. Now, how did I do this before? Oh, there we go. And this is bugging me out because I don't know. I'm a little frozen on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
but my Wi-Fi is strong and working.
Like entirely frozen. Like your phone is entirely frozen.
Yeah, but I think it's my phone. I don't think it's my Well, we'll find out in a minute. See, and there were people in here before.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But the good thing about this is that even if nobody comes, this is like a permanent thing, and it
Yeah,
will
it's
it will
recorded.
get views. And I promoted it a little bit, but I could always promote it more, stick it onto other videos, and just like it'll get views.
Mm.
So we can get started if you want.
I'm ready when you are.
All right. So I'd like to welcome the very talented Kwamenong. And it's funny when we met because you popped up and I'm looking at you like with scrutiny, and you're looking at me with scrutiny. And I don't know who talked first, but it was a good thing. It was a good thing. And I enjoyed our conversation. But tell me a little bit about what you do.
Okay. So I'm a South African, New York based soulful hip hop producer, writer, singer. I rap sometimes. uh, Artist.
Yeah, I like your style because I listen to you and I'm like, okay, he's a little spoken word, he sings, he's a little hip hop. It's like you're like a fusion, and I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. It's different. It's
Thank you.
refreshing.
Thank
Yeah.
you. We
Now
try.
I was I'm going to ask you a couple of basic questions that I asked everybody.
Let's do it.
Um, what got you into music and art? Period. Did you have any influences?
Um. Oof. Okay. So art in general, I've I feel like I've always been an artist. Since I think I was an artist from birth.
Mhm.
Um. But music specifically, what happened was I was in high school and they had just started a music program, but I wasn't allowed to go to it because I had other classes that I had to fulfill my or for my diploma. But we would like either at lunchtime break into the room and sneak in there and connect the keyboards to the amplifier, and it kind of became this like music club that wasn't supposed to happen. As people would come out of their classes and like gather outside of the
Hey,
room.
Winston. Sorry, somebody came in.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
And it just became this like really. I never really did music before that, but I definitely wanted to after that. So that's how I started.
Right, right, right. So what? Okay, when you first started doing it, was it just like your own thing, or did you like?
Well, it was me and two of my friends,
Okay.
um, and I guess because most of my life I was quiet. I was shy,
Mm-hmm.
socially anxious, not talking to anyone, kid. But that was like the first time I really enjoyed how much attention I was getting uh,
Mhm.
for doing that. And yeah, it was I don't know. It kind of was a rebirth, the way it felt like
Yeah.
I someone new.
Where did you go to high school? Did you go in New York or?
I did go to high school in New York.
Oh, okay. What
Yeah,
high school did you go to?
I went to the high school for media and communications in the George Washington Educational Campus.
Okay. I'm trying to think of. I don't know where George Washington is, but okay. I thought.
It's in the Heights. Most people know it as Dubs.
Okay. It's been a while for me, so I don't know what is that, but okay, cool, cool, cool. Because I was thinking, well, you just got into it when you were in high school, but they have a couple of schools that there's LaGuardia and I don't know, but they have a few
Yeah,
schools. And the thing about New York is they have so many specialized schools that people don't know about
yeah, for sure.
because, yeah. But anyway, that's another subject.
That's one of the benefits of living in New York.
Yeah, I definitely
Options.
liked growing up in New York. It was pretty
Yeah.
cool. Um,
I mean, I didn't, but
you didn't
no, I hate New York, dude. I hate it passionately.
really?
Yeah.
When did you come here?
The first time I made it to New York, I was 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's when I came from South Africa the first time.
Yeah. When I was young,
Yeah.
I loved New York. I loved it. Now not so much, but
I
yeah.
don't. I think when I was younger, I just wasn't thinking about it so much, so I didn't really notice whether or not I liked it or not. But I don't really think I ever did like it. I might have just enjoyed, some people and some places,
Hmm.
but
And definitely the things that are available to you, the resources.
right, there's a
There's
lot of
great
options.
resources. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But right
Cool.
now, I passionately hate New York.
Okay. So, as far as artists go, who do you think? Well, I don't know. Do you feel like anybody influenced you, or
Um, a lot of the time when I get that question, I answer Cat Williams, Louis C.K., um,
it's interesting? Okay.
Sam Kinison, a lot of comedians. But that's just like my writing. They definitely influenced my writing and my performance.
Mhm.
Um, but I guess stylist, like style wise, um, I tend to say people like Erica Badu,
Mhm.
Lauryn Hill, Tribe Called Quest, people like that.
Okay.
I consider Anita Baker my wife. um,
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I love Anita Baker, by the way.
yeah,
And she, like a lot, there's quite a few artists out there now that she influenced like greatly.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Hey,
But there's newer ones. I pull from everywhere. So
Dana says hello.
hey, I
Can you
can't
see?
see anybody. So
Oh, you can't? Okay. All right. Yeah, this is Kwamenong, and he's amazing.
thank
Um, I don't even know why I'm looking at the chat because I should just look this way. Yeah, that's weird. All right, that's nice. I've just been thinking about your new project
you. Yeah,
that you sent me, and my first thought after listening to like 3 or 4 of the songs, it to me, now I don't know what it really is, but it sounded like a story. Like
hmm.
it wasn't.
it it kind of is. But
Okay.
um, if you had to guess, what would the story be about? Be about?
Okay, I took some notes.
Okay.
I would say that the first part of it is about a relationship that didn't quite go, the way it was supposed to or the way it was expected to.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and yeah, then then you have a couple of songs in here that to me felt like they were about business.
Huh.
I
Like
don't
which?
know if that's true. Okay, I'll tell you.
These are. I like these observations.
Okay, I'm trying to because my notes are really not that clear. Abstract.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Um, Maybe that's the only one. Abstract. Then uh, there's Gabriel.
Hmm.
Sounds like it was like about a child.
Okay.
Um, Vanilla. I wasn't sure what that was about, but I liked it. But that's only because I didn't hear the whole. I'm sure
Wait, I'm
like
interested. What about the child?
um I didn't write anything in particular about the child, but it sounded like a young couple having a baby.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. That song is about uh, a mother talking to their child about how the child came about because the mother was like date raped.
Oh.
Yeah, and she's telling the child uh, that she just wants to love the child, but
Hmm.
it's hard to forget how she came about.
No, because I'm watching the show now. Do you watch The Shy?
I don't, but I've heard about it.
Because there's a situation going on now, and that would have been a great piece to put in there somewhere.
Mm,
Wow. I want to get into music licensing, which is why I want to understand it.
mm.
So a lot of times when I'm watching something, that's where my mind goes. And yeah. Um then nativity.
Mm.
Is that about a child also? It's
Uh,
about it's about religion. Well, I feel like it's about religion.
yeah. Well, the whole project
And
is a bunch of religion. It's all about religion, technically.
okay,
Um, I don't think that one has any specific narrative.
right. But
Yeah.
there was a part of it where no, just saying that Jesus was a Jew and
Mm.
that all that like
Yeah,
well,
that song
I mean
and
it's true, you know.
I mean
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Um
that song and I think like abstract and kind of the first song. Uh,
mhm.
they have a lot of just rapper shit, just uh, ego driven. I'm nicer than you kind of shit.
Mhm. Okay, okay.
So yeah.
This was my favorite, Limburg,
Hmm.
but I don't know what it's about. I want to hear the whole thing.
Okay.
But
I mean,
it's
I
my
can tell you,
favorite.
but you want to hear it first?
Can I hear it on? Because this
No,
is
no, not here.
what is.
But like,
Oh,
do
okay.
you want me to wait until you hear it
Oh, okay.
before I
Well,
explain it?
no, I kind of want you to explain it.
Okay. Lindbergh is about it's a serial killer. Well, I don't know if he's a serial killer, but he's a killer, and he
Hmm.
kidnaps this woman, and she finds a way to get him to leave the room. So she tricks him into leaving the room so that she can escape. And when he comes back, that's what the song's about. He's like talking about, I should have never let you make me look away.
Oh,
However, it's
it's
pretty
from
much,
the killer's point of view.
yeah,
Wow.
but it's pretty much just a big metaphor for toxic relationship,
Mm.
getting away from them finally, and the other person being very upset about that.
Yeah, and that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sister Nina. I don't know. And I need to hear it. I need to hear it. I need
That
to
was
hear all of it.
another one that was just rapper shit. It was me and my friend just going back and forth.
Hmm.
I'm just rapping.
Okay. All right.
But I also say some of my best lines on that song. Like the first
Yeah.
line. Caesar don't respond to Rome, Rome responds to Caesar. I just like that line. That's fire.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Cool.
Sister Nina is Nina Simone. We just ended up talking about Nina Simone.
Oh, I love Nina Simone.
Yeah.
Have you seen Summer of Soul?
I have not. There's a lot of things I haven't seen.
Well, see that. See
Okay.
that. No, because only because it's not like a movie. It's like real.
Mm.
And what it is about the Harlem. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of the formal name that it was called back then.
Renaissance?
They call it the Black Woodstock because it happened in 1969, the same year that Woodstock was.
Like I know them. No, I don't remember.
I think it was the Harlem Cultural Festival. I think that was the formal name. And it was a free concert held in Mount Morris Park, which is now Marcus Garvey Park.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there.
Were you?
Yes, I was. I was little, but I was there. My aunt took me to see it, and she wasn't supposed to because my mother had this thing about crowds.
Hmm.
And when we first got there, I remember it wasn't very crowded, so it was like before the music started.
Okay.
And but as my son is here, hey, before, I mean, after it started, it was getting really crowded, and I got really nervous because my mother didn't like me in crowds. She didn't like crowds, period. My mother was paranoid about crowds. And I made my aunt leave early because I was bugging her. But before we left, I heard Stevie Wonder.
Oh. Now I got to see it.
I fell in love. I was like, and he's still my all-time favorite.
Mm.
Yeah.
For a long time, Stevie Wonder scared me.
Why? Why?
Just like from a, from like an artist standpoint, like he's incredible, and I just always felt like,
tell me about it. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it's scary.
yeah. I could understand that.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He's like a musical genius. He's
for sure.
And it's so funny because in college, he wrote like hundreds and hundreds of songs.
Mm.
And he really, really never had to write. And a lot of stuff he was just pulling out of his library of stuff that he had written already.
I didn't know.
And I mean, he has written new songs, but it's like he never really had to. He could have just like, I'll put this one out now,
Wow.
Yeah, and I think that in itself is pretty amazing. But
I remember after my mom passed, she had a notebook or like a journal where they were pulling information about what she would have wanted after she passed. And they just kind of like 2 days before the funeral tell me, oh, she would have wanted you to perform Ass by Stevie Wonder. And I'm like, in 2 days? I was so mad, dude. What? In Ass?
I love that song. Wow. Did you do it?
I did, but I had to do a remix of it. I couldn't do all of that. Jesus, in
Really?
2 days? I don't even
Mm-hmm.
know the words that much. So
I
I had to do
used
like
to,
a
but yeah.
rendition.
I would love to hear you do that. I
Oh God,
mean,
I'm not doing that again. Not unless I do like a lot of practice,
so your mom was a Stevie Wonder fan too?
for sure.
Cool.
But I was like, why would you write that down and not tell me so that I could be prepared?
It was maybe it was a last minute thought, you know?
Man, she knew what she was
Aw, that's cool. So what else do you want to talk about?
doing. Man, I didn't come prepared with topics.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. You dance also.
Do I? I
Yeah, I
do.
saw you do a little something to a song, and there were other people with you. Does that sound familiar? And I don't know where. I don't know
Possibly.
what platform
Um.
because I was actually listening to some of your stuff before you sent me that.
Oh,
So it probably was YouTube because it was a video. Do you have stuff on YouTube?
I have some stuff on YouTube. Yeah,
So
I
maybe it
have
was
some
there.
stuff
You know.
pretty much everywhere.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say I dance. I mean, I dance privately.
But I mean, you're into movement.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, you know.
But the reason that I get okay, so certain things I feel like I can do well, but some things
Mhm.
I feel like I can only do well if nobody knows about it.
Oh, okay. All right.
So because I know people who can like really, really, really dance, I don't
Mhm.
usually say that I can dance.
All right.
It's like I can do a Jamaican accent, but I would never do it in front of a Jamaican.
You know, I could see you doing the Jamaican accent. No, really, I could because the way you speak is very rhythmic.
Hmm.
So I could. I mean, I would think that doing that would be easy
That's
for
the
you.
first time I've ever heard that. Thank you.
Really? Okay. Um. Gosh, I hate when I like go on tangents because then I
Yeah.
forget stuff. But what else was there? You were telling me, and I don't know whether this was just a thought that you had, but you were telling me that you wanted to get away from music, and but I don't remember exactly what you said you were going to do after.
So I'm quitting music so that I can focus on. Uh, so I created this artist network, and it's focused around a magazine, um, and it's called Ujima Nog. Uh, yeah, and it's gonna be web series, mostly the magazine, and just conversations about. So each issue has its own like topic,
Mm-hmm.
and the first issue, not topic but theme, right? So the artists can write or you know take pictures, but it all be centered around this one theme. And it's so the idea came about because I just noticed that many times in like the Black Liberation movement or stuff like that, um, things will become trendy, and when they become trendy, they tend to lose. Tend to get a little diluted, So,
Right.
um, for example, Black Lives Matter, I think, is a very serious conversation to have with the world, really. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but then you find things like I don't know, blue dildos matter, and this matters, and that matters, and everything
Yeah.
else matters, and it you know stuff like that for me, in my opinion, from my observation, is how things like Blue Lives Matter comes up because now it's so focused on you know uh, projecting or promoting itself through the use of the internet, but I feel like the use of the internet is how things like that get diluted. You know, things that are
Yeah.
important. Because the internet don't give a fuck about you.
Hmm.
um, so yeah, and I just feel like artists with true artists um, have this like kind of third eye where they can have conversations and make sure that things that are important don't get diluted that way. Um,
Hmm.
and I think that because they have that ability, that third eye, that it becomes a responsibility. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you see something, say something, especially if
Hmm.
you do something. You have a craft that not a lot of people can do. Use it.
Right.
So that's
You,
that's what it's all about.
you do know that a lot of that is just to create a distraction
Of course,
to prevent unification,
of
which
course.
is like, and we have to learn to look past that. Like,
Yeah, but until we learn,
hmm.
you know, some artists could really shift the way that people see things, hear things, feel about things, and instead they just paint flowers. It's like
Or
you're
count
pretty
money.
much sitting on your ass, and the world needs you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I two of my kids. One, my oldest daughter is an actor,
Hmm.
and my youngest daughter works in post production.
Okay.
And because of that, I kind of think about the industry in a different way.
Hmm.
And it's like I always wonder because there are people. I mean, you know, for a while it was a problem. Like our movies weren't getting made, our stories were not getting told.
Right.
And if they were getting told, they were told by people other than to make them more palatable for people that were other than.
Right.
So, I just often wondered with all these billionaires, how come nobody ever gets together and just creates a whole system? I mean, okay, we have studios, people with studios, and we have production, but there's no distribution. I mean, we even have theaters, but we don't control distribution. It's like,
Right.
I just wonder why people don't get together and just create that whole unit,
Yeah.
and I mean, to me, it's so simple. But then when I think about the people at the top, it's like they're just counting money, you know?
Yep.
And that's sad. That's sad. But I can't talk about it really, but I got some hopeful news today along that realm. And I think that people, and not powerful people either, I mean, with a limited amount of power, I think people are gonna start doing something, and things are gonna get better, and you're gonna see more of our stories getting out there, you
For
know.
sure.
So,
Yeah. You know, it was easy for me growing up because of the environment in which I grew up in.
mhm,
Some of the things that I know about history, because I'm a history buff as well. It was easy for me to be very pessimistic about the future, especially for our people. Um,
mhm,
but as I've gotten older, not even just because I've gotten older, but just because of the things that I've seen recently, I've definitely become more hopeful for where things are going and
yeah,
how we'll get there.
that's good. Your vision for what you're doing next. There's a couple people you might want to look at that are doing not that, but things along that line. There's a
Mhm.
guy, his name is Steve McKeever.
How do you spell that?
He's Mckever. Let me just check it just to make sure. He's the head of Hidden Beach Records, and that's an independent record company. MCK. E. Maybe that's not how. Oh, Mckeever.
Ver. Okay.
Yeah, V is a Victor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Steve.
Keeve.
Steve. Okay.
Keever. Steve McKeever. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Hidden Beach Records. And I know that, and I never quite understood it, like what exactly it is he does. Okay, yeah, he puts out records, blah, But um, oh, I'm sorry, I just gotta say, hey, Nita. um, he does the music, and he also does something with comics or graphic novels, and it involves the music, and I don't understand what the connection is. Just like I
Mm.
don't understand what your connection. Like I can't comprehend it because I don't have that kind of mind. But
Hmm.
he's doing something, and there's somebody else that I can't think of. But I'm gonna get somebody to explain it to me
Okay.
so that I can talk to you about it more. But yeah, that would be maybe a good person to meet or whatever. He's based out in California.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Look him up.
but yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't understand that kind of mind. I don't understand a musician's mind. I don't understand. I'm amazed. It's like I look at my own son. He plays the saxophone, but he
Ooh.
can pick up an instrument and play it. You know,
Yeah.
he can transfer his knowledge of the saxophone to keyboards, to the
Yeah.
guitar, and to me, that's confusing as heck. I just,
Why?
because I don't understand. It's like, I wonder how, like, a mind like yours operates, or a mind like his, or, I can't comprehend.
Yeah.
There's some
Honestly,
things,
um, it's not. It's not all that. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
okay.
A lot of times you're just living in. Well, at least for me, it's just constant. There's a radio playing in my head all day, every day,
Hmm.
and it's just volume going up and down. That's it. Uh,
Hmm.
and sometimes there's no control over whether the volume is up or down. Like when I was younger, I heard Paul McCartney say that one of the songs he wrote for the Beatles, he wrote it in his sleep. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I want to do that. I should have never asked the universe for that part. Because now every morning almost, it's just another song. And it's just like, dude,
Yeah.
I just want to wake up first.
Hmm.
Oh my God, it's
Do you
insane.
keep a pen and a pad by your bed?
No, because
Oh.
a lot of the time when I'm writing,
Hmm.
if I just write, I can't hear it anymore. I might forget it because it's constantly a new song. So I have to either if I want to save it and not record it that like immediately, I'll just do a voice note.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. Technology.
because I have to hear the melody. If I don't write down the melody, I'll forget it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I hate when I forget a song, especially if it's one I like a lot.
Yeah. That's how I feel about writing.
Hmm.
It's like, it's good when I have stuff to write. And
Yeah.
lately I've not been putting things in my computer. I sleep with my computer.
Hmm.
And I try not to, but I can't get away from it. But lately I've been putting things on paper.
Hmm.
And it's like, if I have a thought and I don't write it down and I wait, sometimes it's just gone.
Gone, just
Yeah.
like that.
And I can always tell when it's going to come back, but I can always tell when it's not going to come back.
Yeah, it usually never comes back from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
When it does, it's oh my God, it's like, thank God.
Yeah. Cool. It was like so good talking to you.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want it to end. Um, but then that's like when we met. We were like
Yeah.
dabbing for like yeah, it's crazy, craziness. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Well, I really appreciate you coming in,
Oh, thanks
and
for having me.
I'm looking forward to you coming back again
Okay.
when you start doing other things because like this was fun.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, cool, cool. Um, yeah, and I want to hear. Okay, if I go to Spotify and I look up these songs, I'll be able to hear the full versions.
Hmm. Yeah, Spotify definitely has it. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's everywhere except for no. I think it's everywhere. I think it's on SoundCloud too, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, you can find it anywhere. Spotify,
Okay.
all of that.
All right. So what you do, I'm talking to the people in the chat now, is put his name in.
Yep. Just look it up. Spell correctly because sometimes people say they can't find me, but then I find out that they just spelled it incorrectly.
Did I
Uh,
spell your name correctly?
yeah.
Okay.
Kwamenong.
Yep.
Kwamenong.
There it is.
Yep. But yeah, I have a bunch of music. So that project that we were talking about today was spending the holidays alone, which is why it has so many religious references.
Yeah,
Um,
I got that.
see, um, but I also have my favorite project, to be honest, is Wilderness. But I also have some music coming soon before I go.
Okay.
So you know where to find me, guys.
Yeah, definitely. Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud,
All that, all of that is
everywhere.
well. Yeah.
Hey, Annette, we're just wrapping things up. You're late. And Annette says hello.
Hello. I can't see anyone, so I would normally respond to everyone's comment to
I
it.
wonder how that. I wonder, like everybody says that they don't see. Oh, because we're in. No, but I can see the chat. I don't know.
It's okay.
But they're there. They're there.
Relax.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Once again, thank you for coming in. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again about what you have coming up next.
For sure.
All right.
Same.
Cool. Thanks everybody for coming in, and have a good night.
Bye.